You can call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Bruno Bulldog Silva takes on Manel Starboy Kape at UFC Fight Night in Tampa this weekend. And I'm very excited for this fight. I think this is going to be an absolute barn burner. Performance of the night, fight of the night potential here. I see these guys just getting after it on the feet, going tit for tat, toe to toe in the pocket. Both of them are really good strikers. Very fast. Both carry a lot of power in their hands. See him hurting and dropping a lot of guys in the UFC as of late. So Bruno Silva will be the shorter fighter. I think he's an inch shorter. He'll have a 2-inch reach disadvantage, which I think is going to play a big factor in this fight because I expect it to stay on the feet the majority of the time. But I think Manel Kape takes this one. He's just the all-around more technical fighter on the feet. I think he's got more weapons. Throws really good leg kicks. Throws spinning wheel kicks. Very good counter puncher, but he can fight. He can fight going forward as well. We saw that against David Dvorak, which is hurting him the entire fight, dropping him. But also looks to counter. So I think anywhere this fight goes on the feet, I think he's going to be staying in control and keeping Bruno Silva at bay. Bruno Silva, a lot of power as well, very fast. This is going to be at flyweight 125, so they're just going to be moving around, throwing a lot of volume at each other. I just expect Manel Kape to get the better of those exchanges. I think he does carry more power. I think he's got a really good chin. I think Bruno Silva will at some point try to get this to the ground, but Manel Kape's shown really good takedown defense. He's got like 73% takedown defense in his UFC fights. The last fight that he got taken down in was against I think it was David Dvorak. David Dvorak got him to the ground in the first round, but Manel Kape was able to get his full guard, and then he was able to threaten with a Kimura, which was super deep. Ended up reversing him, getting on top. I think he would have finished it if the round wouldn't have ended, but Dvorak was in visible pain from that Kimura after that. So Manel Kape, he's also got a few submissions of his own in his career, so he's not one of those guys who's just a stand-up striker. He can defend takedowns, and if it does go to the ground, he's very defensively responsible. He can get back up to his feet, or he can threaten with submissions. So I see this playing out on the feet. Manel Kape will have a 2-inch reach advantage, like I said. I just think that he's going to be winning the engagements. I think he's going to be landing his punches first. I think if Bruno Silva tries to come in and land his punches, Manel Kape's not going to be there. He's going to be countering him. I also look at these guys' resumes and who they've been fighting. Manel Kape's been fighting top tier talent for a long time. Honestly, coming off of a very lackluster, boring fight over Muhammad Mokaev, those guys did a lot of jaw jacking and talking before the fight, and then kind of just stared into each other's souls the entire fight. Very boring. He ended up losing a decision, but we didn't really get to see anything out of either in that one. So the fight before that against Felipe dos Santos was one of the funnest fights I've seen in a long time. Felipe dos Santos is making his UFC debut, and those guys just put it on each other. Manel Kape was just, I think he dropped him at least twice, but he was just kind of beating this dude up on the feet. Felipe dos Santos, super tough guy, but Kape kind of put a clinic on him on the feet. Fight before that was David Dvorak. Again, beat him up all 3 rounds. Before that, knocked out Zhalgas Zhumagulov. Had that flying knee over Ode Osborne. Had a split with Mateusz Nikolai. You could say he won that, but it is what it is. And then Pantoja before that. So Pantoja's an absolute savage. We saw that last night, him just taking out Kai Asakura with ease, and Kape had a lot of success in that fight in rounds 2 and 3. So in the fight before that, knocked out Kai Asakura, one of the biggest Japanese stars we have out there. So go to Bruno Silva. Coming off of a fight with Cody Durden, and I was rewatching that fight because Cody Durden fought last week. Bruno Silva was losing a lot of those engagements on the feet. Cody Durden was landing a lot of hard punches, was beating him up for a round and a half. Definitely won the first round. Was winning the second before he got caught by a nasty uppercut by Bruno Silva. But not a good look in your last performance to be getting hurt by Cody Durden like that. And honestly, to be outstruck by a guy who's not, I would not consider Cody Durden anywhere close to the level of striker that Manel Kape is. Before that, Tyson Nam looked really good against Tyson Nam. Landed a front kick. It's Michael Chandler versus Tony Ferguson-esque. Somehow Tyson Nam ate it. Ended up subbing him after that. Before that, just pieced up Victor Rodriguez, face planted him on the canvas, and then beat JP Bays by KO. Before that, Tagiru Lonbekov and David Dvorak lost decisions. But I look at the caliber of opponents that Bruno Silva's been fighting. Cody Durden, Tyson Nam, who's 39 at the time, Victor Rodriguez, who's 7-3, JP Bays, who's losing to pretty much everybody nowadays. JP Bays 9-6. So I just look at those records. I see the competition that Manel Kape has fought in the past and recently, and I just think Manel Kape's going to be too good for Bruno Silva on the feet. He's going to keep it on the feet. He's not going to get taken down. If he does, he's going to stay safe, get back up to his feet. So I think this is going to be a hell of a fight. I'm excited for it. I just think Manel Kape's going to be a little bit too good for Bruno Silva. Wouldn't be surprised if he chinned Bruno Silva just because he's got so much power, but I saw Bruno Silva taking a lot of punishment, a lot of punches in his last few fights and not really getting phased. So I think this will go to a decision. Could be a close fight, but I do see Manel Kape taking this one by decision. Thanks, guys.